Twitch chat can sometimes be good, but sometimes it's an absolute mess. I mean, what are you doing in there? Well, one of the people responsible for seriously messing up Twitch chat in the past might be facing a much worse sentence than he ever imagined.
The guy responsible for attacks on multiple Twitch streamers while they were broadcasting live last year could face up to 10 years in prison for his antics. Brandan Apple of Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, Canada, is facing charges of mischief in relation to computer data for willfully causing multiple repetitive messages to be transmitted. It all relates to a huge wave of spambot attacks on Twitch streamers between February and May of 2017. Twitch, which describes itself as the leading video platform and community for gamers, filed a legal petition with the Supreme Court of British Columbia after the attacks started last year. More than 1,000 Twitch channels were hit by the attack, which made the chat sections that sit alongside their live streams unusable.
In their legal petition, Twitch said some 150,000 messages were posted at an average rate of 34 per minute, but some channels were hit with as much as 699 messages per minute. Part of their legal petition read, quote, "The first spambot attack rendered the public chat feature of each attacked broadcaster's channel unusable and disrupted the broadcaster's stream. The volume of spam messages on the attack channels was enormous. Twitch has received over 375 individual user reports regarding spam messages containing racism, homophobia, sexual harassment, false implications of viewbotting, and soliciting child sex exploitation material."
Twitch itself eventually found the source of all the spam, a site called chatsurge.net, which Brandan Apple allegedly ran himself. The site's been taken down, but you can still find a video demonstrating the kind of service it would offer, which would result in, quotes, instant unusable chat on Twitch channels. Apple's already receiving a ban preventing him from making or owning anything that could mess with Twitch services. PC Gamer points out that the charge of mischief in relation to computer data is actually pretty serious. Under the Canadian Criminal Code, with cases that are in relation to property that is a testamentary instrument or the value of which exceeds $5,000, the maximum penalty is in fact 10 years in prison. That's actually triple the prison term facing the man who instigated a swatting in Kansas that led to someone's death a few weeks ago.
So that is some serious perspective there, but it is the absolute maximum sentence. We should point out that. That is the most that this guy could be facing after all this. Just thought we should clear that up.
Imagine being in a prison cell with somebody like, oh, what are you in for? Because how would you start with this?
Hard to explain, really.
Yeah. He was selling these services though, which was like $5 a day or $30 a month to just, log into ChatSurge. It was as simple as typing in the channel you wanted to spam and the message that you wanted to spam, and then his script or whatever did the rest. But he was making a lot of money from this then.
And it was over the course of a few months as well, as we pointed out, so it wasn't just like a short-term, well, it was a short-term thing, but it wasn't over the course of a couple of days. This was a few months. And then it was only near the end of that period that Twitch really put this court document together, and they were obviously taking this very seriously because they were trying to tackle it. They were banning the accounts that were offending and stuff like that, and they were trying to damp down this fire, but they ultimately had to turn to the courts to get it to stop, which shows how serious of a problem it was for them. We mentioned in the voiceover there, they build themselves as not just a video streaming service, but like a community platform. So the big part of that is the chat service. If you can't chat to other people properly, then that's
exactly. That's half of the interactivity of Twitch, isn't it? Is getting involved in the chat. And if you're a streamer and you can't read the chat because it's just full of profanities or stupid emoticons, then you can't communicate with your viewers. It's just not doable. So it kind of takes away that bridge of communication, and that's all Twitch is about, really, isn't it? So it did ruin it for a lot of people, and you can see on the video that he posted online the effects of this, and you probably would have saw some in the voiceover. It completely renders out the chat, just f***s it basically. Bad.
And this obviously isn't the first time that Twitch has been abused in some way. I mean, it's a new technology. They've got a lot to do. They've got a lot of things like this to iron out. If they're going to get this to a place that they're happy with it, this kind of stuff is just going to happen, and they're going to have to turn to the court sometimes. And it's a case like this where it's really severe. Like 699 messages a minute on one chat service, that's dead. You just can't do anything with that, and that could, you know, cause the streamers a hard time, and it's bad PR. It's a bad look for Twitch. So this is the first time that this kind of abuse has happened on Twitch, I guess, and it's certainly not going to be the last time. So there you go, potentially 10 years in prison for this guy. Let us know what you think about this down in the comments below. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it, and please do subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this every single day. There's another video right there which you could watch right now if you want, and a link to Patreon if you want to support the channel. See you next time.